My name is Clement Hanami, and the art installation that I have created is titled The Allegory of Moby Dick, or the Oceanic Feeling of Whiteness. Much of my work deals with this notion of Western mythology or manifest destiny, and how the inclusion or exclusion from these ideas affects the interpretation of my own identity as a fourth-generation Japanese American. I believe there is a tension in the experience that all people have felt at one time or another, where they are not a part of the majority. In visiting the Museum of Man and its vast collection, I was impressed by its eclectic nature and its broad representation of material culture. From indigenous holdings of early man to the contemporary creations of local artists, there are a multitude of stories held within their walls. The object that I was drawn to was a bomb lance, used to harpoon whales, developed in the mid-19th century. Here was an elegant object, beautifully crafted, but its intent and use in the Yankee whaling industry was cruel and barbaric. The tension between the elegance of the bomb casing and its intended use were simultaneously compelling and repulsing. This made an interesting object. My next step was to connect this bomb lance to some facet of Western culture, so began to research various aspects of the whaling industry, from wildlife protection to environmental issues, to ideas of capitalism and industry, as well as societal and cultural concerns. All this led me to look at the Herman Melville novel, Moby Dick, or The Whale. It is interesting to note that this book was first released in 1851, a time when our country was dealing with its own moral issues in regards to slavery. I couldn't help but believe that in this book, with his portrayal of a multicultural crew in pursuit of this mythic white whale, he was in his own way reflecting on the struggles of this nation, built on the promise that all men are created equal. In breaking down the content of this novel, I began to find interesting correlations between Melville's ideas and the methodologies that I have as an artist. Furthermore, I found compelling connections within this writings to the events that were occurring today in regards to issues of race that are affecting all of us across America. What I hope to accomplish with my work is for others to understand that the meaning of America might be slightly different from one person to the next. That doesn't make one person right and another person wrong. It just means that the definition of being an American is not as simple as we might want it to be, and that in order for a country where we the people is to flourish, we must embrace the concept that all men are created equal as building blocks for relationships across neighborhoods and communities.